Hello and welcome to Gnome Stew's third and final installment to a GM's guide to using the iPad. In this episode, we're going to spend some time talking about the iPad's killer application, which is actually Mobile Safari, the web browser. In this case, it is going to be running the D&D compendium, the online compendium. This is a live shot, recorded live shot, using the compendium on the iPad. The really interesting thing about using the web browser on the iPad is just how intuitive and easy it is to use with your finger. And it scrolls beautifully, and it's just when your finger becomes the input mechanism, it's just a real pleasure to use. Now, like the other installments, any typing is being done off screen with a Bluetooth keyboard. In this case, I did a search on Storm. Brought up Storm Pillar and now Absorb Storm, and you can just kind of see how it works. It works exactly how you would imagine. The difference between using this versus a netbook is, again, if you look how quick it is, if I go to 100 results and just start scrolling down, I mean, this doesn't happen on a netbook. Maybe a laptop, but certainly not a netbook, and not something that weighs less than 1.5 pounds or so, and literally fits in the palm of your hand. So it's a very cool application. Certainly Wizards of the Coast has done an excellent job with their electronic support, which is why heretofore we spent a lot of time covering D&D type stuff. Obviously any website would be useful as a gaming aid. If you have something for Hero or any White Wolf products that are online, you could just as easily be using them through the mobile Safari. You can pinch, you can zoom, you can double tap to zoom in. It's everything you would expect if you've used an Apple product like the iPad, or excuse me, the iPhone or the iPod Touch. Of course, the compendium comes with one caveat: D&D Insider membership required. So we're going to bounce back out right now and actually just go to another application. This is iPlay 4e. I've highlighted this one for a couple reasons. It's a good example of a free resource that's available online. It does tie in with D&D Insider if you have an account to look at stuff, but they have a very nice, essentially electronic character sheet that you can upload. So you take your D&D builder output and load the XML file into iPlay 4e, which uses Google credentials. And there's your entire character sheet, your entire character. And it's interactive. You can scroll around. You can adjust hit points. So this is actually useful during play. It includes all your bonuses. Everything's just figured out just as it would be in the character builder. And they also have a friendly tablet view, which condenses all of this information in a much more easy-to-use format. So if you don't want to use like a PDF character sheet, here you go. And you can just load all the XML files ahead of time and from your home PC, and this is available to you anywhere you can log in with the internet. So this would be another way during play if you had your NPCs entered. I want to switch to tablet view here. Another way if you had your NPCs entered that you could quickly get to their stats and pull them up. And this is a free service. It's a little ad driven, as you can see. Now when you press a button there and it pulls up the data, and there's Storm Pillar, a power used with great effect by this mage. You pull the D&D compendium information. So if you have that account, you can pull it all up straight from the compendium. Very cool application, or very cool website, I should say. And again, the Safari browser supports pretty much everything except for Adobe Flash. And our final component is maybe not as exciting as you might otherwise be expected, but there's a really nice Wikipedia application on the iPad, Wikipanion. You pull that up and there's a wide variety of information available on the internet. Here's a search I did for Fading Suns. It gives you a little information about the game system, the authors, all the source books. As you can see, it interacts beautifully with Wikipedia in that all the hyperlinks are interactive on your menu bar on the left. I love using the iPad in portrait or landscape mode. It makes everything so easy. So now we'll do a search. And again, off screen, I'm using the Bluetooth wireless keyboard. So let's say we're in the midst of a game and the characters have some questions about Waterdeep. Either I have a couple options. I could pull out one book out of the stack of 50 at my feet, or I could just very quickly look up Waterdeep, and boom, here we go. So now we have the information, the broad general information for Waterdeep available, and it's all hyperlinked and interactive. So if we want to know something about the history, we just go down there, the government, and if there's someone who stands out as interesting, we click on them and we get more information about them. So we can drop down into some of their tactics and history, and as you can tell, this is all real time as it was recorded. It's very, very fast. This is feels nearly instantaneous. So if you go back to Waterdeep, the characters have maybe expressed an interest in investigating some local cities in the area, and perhaps heading south to Daggerford. So again, hyperlink, you just click on it and there's Daggerford. And we see there's some external links down at the bottom. For some more information, maybe we want to look up some local religions in that area. We can click on that, and Wikipedia will open up Safari. And obviously it's going to load as fast as your internet connection. Double tap, zoom in. Safari intelligently zooms in on content, and it's very accurate. There's PDF on the north. Part 4 has what we want. Quick click on that. You notice we're not going to launch Goodreader. The iPad and OS X inherently support Adobe PDF. So there's the PDF within Safari. And we can just scroll down and find the information we need in a very expedient and quick manner. And this is really, I think, part of the killer usage of the product, is that everything we're doing here is it's so fast. It's not annoying. It's useful. Get the information quickly. And you can back on out. Be all done. So it's also obviously an iPod. It's a giant iPod, if you will. You can load all your content on it. So the Apple just announced multitasking is coming to OS 4 for the iPhone and iPad. But the Apple applications have always multitasked. So in this case, we can pull up music and use the iPad for other things. But this is the interface looks like. You have the art. You can double tap to pull up the album details, jump between songs. I've muted this for our demonstration purposes. And just pretty much anything you want to. One interesting feature of iTunes, if you haven't used it, I would recommend is, as you can see my embarrassing 80s library, when you pick songs, is the Genius ability, which I have found to be very useful from a gaming perspective. Soundtracks are obviously great for setting the mood. The Genius function will find more like tracks and build automatic playlists for you that include similar types of music. So that's something I have found personally very useful if you're not quite into building customized soundtracks for all of your games. So there you go, and we could bounce out of this and pretty much do anything that we've done on the previous 2 installments as well, with the music playing in the background. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this review, quote-unquote, of the iPad. It uses a gaming tool. There are more in-depth reviews online covering the basic features, but this hopefully gives you an idea of some of the power and how we're able to use the device. And as always, please stop by and visit us at Gnome Stew.